Mary Jane Mae West was an American actress, singer, comedian, screenwriter, and playwright with an unrelentingly successful 7-decade career. Born in Brooklyn in August 1893 before New York was consolidated, a young West would first allegedly perform at Near's Social Hall in Woodhaven as her family moved about the neighborhoods. By age 5, she entertained a crowd at a church social, and by age 7 started appearing in amateur shows. Collecting prize after prize for various talent shows, a 14-year-old West would begin performing with the Howell Clarendon Stock Company in 1907. In her young career, West portrayed a menagerie of characters from sexualized and feminine right down to her male impersonation. Her first appearance on Broadway was in 1911 at age 18 when she was in the review a la Broadway put on by her former dance teacher Ned Wayburn. The show may have folded after just 8 performances, but it managed to get West noticed by a New York Times reviewer who wrote, "A girl named Mae West, hitherto unknown, pleased by her grotesquerie and snappy way of singing and dancing." West would next appear in Vera Violetta, and in 1912 she was featured in the opening performance of A Winsome Widow. West developed her career in what many considered the bottom of the barrel vaudeville, but the experience allowed the performer to continue growing. While fully encouraged by her mother, who had been a corset and fashion model in her own time, West saw the relatives were less enthused, including her aunt and paternal grandmother. I guess whether on Broadway or OnlyFans, a girl just can't get around disappointing her family. By 1918, and after appearing in several high-profile reviews, West finally got her break in the Schubert Brothers review Sometime opposite Ed Wynn. Her character Mamie danced the shimmy, which got her photograph plastered on an edition of the sheet music for the number Everybody Shimmies Now. Nice exposure. Finally, West began writing her own risque plays under the pen name Jane Mast. Her first starring role on Broadway was in 1926 in a play entitled Sex, which she wrote, produced, and directed. Although conservatives certainly didn't like the fact a woman was being sexual, open, and highly successful, making their tiny peepees look even tinier, ticket sales were exceedingly strong. But the production didn't go over well with city officials, big surprise, who received complaints from religious groups, God, some things never changed, thus getting the theater raided and West, along with the rest of the cast, arrested. She was taken to the Jefferson Market Courthouse, now Jefferson Market Library, where she was prosecuted on moral charges and on April 19, 1927 was sentenced to 10 days in jail for corrupting the morals of the youth. This story is starting to feel a little familiar, isn't it? Though West could have paid a fine and been let off, she chose the jail sentence for the publicity it would earn. Though while incarcerated, she apparently dined with the warden and his wife and was permitted to wear her silk panties when other girls were forced to wear the standard issue quote-unquote burlap. Talk about special treatment. West wound up serving 8 days with 2 off for good behavior, and following her release told reporters her play was a work of art. Media attention surrounding the incident catapulted her career, crowning her the bad girl who had climbed the ladder of success wrong by wrong. Between the late 1920s and 30s, West continued to write plays, her productions always managing to arouse controversy, which ensured she stayed in the news, which often resulted in packed houses at her performances. Her 1928 play Diamond Lil became a Broadway hit and secured West's risque image in the public's eye. In June of 1932, she signed a 2-month contract with Paramount, something nearly unheard of for a female stage performer in her 40s and especially late to be beginning a film career. Nonetheless, West took firm initiative and for her film debut was permitted to rewrite portions of her lines. This resulted in one of the most iconic scenes in film history when a hat-check girl happens to see her jewelry and exclaims, "Goodness, what beautiful diamonds." West's character quickly retorts with,
"Goodness had nothing to do with it, dearie."
After reflecting on the overall result of the rewritten scenes, her co-star George Raft is reported to have said she stole everything but the cameras. Her 1933 film She Done Wrong actually managed to save Paramount from bankruptcy and was one of Cary Grant's early major roles. Once she appeared in I'm No Angel in the same year, it became the most successful of her entire career. By the end of 1933, West was one of the largest box office draws in the United States, and by 1935 was also the highest paid woman and the second highest paid person in the country after William Randolph Hearst. More films and a shift in censorship of Hollywood forced West into a stage career yet again, where she began performing in top nightclubs and continued to achieve resounding success. She gave Las Vegas a run for its money when she put on a show where she featured herself singing amidst a harem of male bodybuilders. She claimed, "Men come to see me, but I also give the women something to see. Wall-to-wall men." A true showwoman and icon, by 1957 she was turning down roles opposite Frank Sinatra and Elvis Presley. She didn't need Hollywood anymore. She could do just about anything she wanted, stunning audiences with a performance of Baby It's Cold Outside at the 1958 Academy Awards that garnered a standing ovation. True to herself and her lifestyle, Mae West not only succeeded in a man's world, but proved you could be strong and sexy while doing it. Take that, Auntie and Grandma.